between the Millikin University Big Blue
starting lineups
and your Wheaton College Thunder.
Senior captain Jason Lawler will
At
be
this
the
time, let's
starting
meet the
nod
starters.
for a
First
special
for the
moment.
Big Blue. In goal, wearing number 1, a freshman from Peoria, Illinois, Daniel Sinclair. Number 4, a freshman from Orland Park, Illinois, Michael Burns. Number 5, a sophomore from Metamora, Illinois, Ed Stelter. Number 7, a senior from Springfield, Illinois, Ryan Schneider. Number 11, a senior from Peoria, Illinois, Jemias Walton. Number 12, a freshman from Elk Grove Village, Zach Solorio. Number 13, a senior from Decatur, Illinois, Nate Grosh. Number 14, a junior from Farmer City, Illinois, Kevin Price. Number 17, a freshman from Springfield, Illinois, Austin Swift. Number 20, a freshman from Decatur, Illinois, Connor Smith. And number 21, a freshman from New Lenox, Illinois, Jeremy Jones. The Big Blue are coached by Chad Jones. And now the starting lineup for your Wheaton College Thunder. In goal, wearing number 1, a senior from West Chicago, Illinois, Ryan Seeger. Number 4, a senior from DeWitt, Michigan, Dan Pavlak. Number 7, a senior from Northville, Michigan, Connor Rice. Number 8, a senior from Crystal Lake, Illinois, Jason Bada. Number 9, a freshman from River Forest, Illinois, Stephen Goals. Number 11, a sophomore from Urbana, Illinois, Adam Blackman. Number 12, a sophomore from St. Charles, Illinois, Noah Anthony. Number 15, a junior from Palatine, Illinois, Josh Clark. Number 16, a senior from Winfield, Illinois, Jason Lawler. Number 18, a junior from Belmar, New York, Steven Russo. And number 22, a junior from Yucaipa, California, Chad Musgraves. The Thunder are coached by Dr. Michael Giuliano. At this time, we ask that you please rise and gentlemen remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
The starting lineups are in the books, and the national anthem is in the books as well.
The colleges and universities of the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin believe good sportsmanship is an integral component of intercollegiate competition. The CCIW wholeheartedly embraces the NCAA position that in order for good sportsmanship to prevail, coaches, student athletes, and fans must display respect, fairness, civility, honesty, and responsibility before, during, and after all athletic contests. We encourage fans to enthusiastically support their team, recognize the outstanding performance of opponents, and always exhibit good sportsmanship in their words and actions. Use of noisemakers is strictly prohibited at the field of competition. Attention fans, registration is now open for the Wheaton College Winter Elite ID Academy for boys in grades 9 through 12. The Wheaton College Winter Elite ID Academy seeks to provide a positive and fun yet demanding environment for serious male players interested in playing at the college level. The camp allows players to maximize their soccer abilities and be seen by college coaches. The camp is on December 15th from 6 to 11 p.m. at the Ackerman Sports and Fitness Center in Glen Ellen. Flyers are available at the table at the entrance. For more information, go to the Wheaton Athletics page at athletics.wheaton.edu.
Vocal leader and assistant coach at times, and Jason's such a viable captain of this team and what a vocal leader that he is, and talent on the field that the Thunder have not had. But number 16 in orange is on the field. The Thunder will take the first kick, and as is customary to honor Lawler, this ball will be kicked out of bounds. Jason,
entering the game for the Thunder, number 3, Joey Lynn, number 2, Stephen Fernandez, replacing senior number 4, Dan Pavlak, and senior number 16, Jason Lawler.
And Jason will come over to Seeger and embrace him as he makes his way off the pitch. Well, kind of a memorable moment for Jason. What a guy he is, just from my own experience being able to talk soccer with him, and overall just an incredible athlete, incredible man, and glad to have him as he comes off the field and embraces Coach Giuliano as well. Joey Lynn will take his place in central mid, and not the typical way that you see ball games start, but it's definitely for good reason as Jason Lawler makes his appearance. And now we'll get this game going underway. Noah Anthony will throw it to the defensive half. And now, Jader, we're going to play some soccer. Millikin will start back to front here on senior night, and throughout the night we'll make mention of the 5 seniors on this year's squad, including this guy Connor Rice, who's starting in the back for the Thunder. Steven Russo, Stephen Fernandez, and Noah Anthony in the back as well. Fernandez just entered for Dan Pavlak, who's been nursing injury but gets the start as well. Here's Musgrave sprinting his way in early. Want to try to shove a pass in toward the middle. Couldn't do it. Bada turning it around here. Jason Bada, part of the starting 11 tonight as well. Nice pass in toward the middle. No one at home. Cleared away out of the 18. Anthony settles. Anthony sends it into the middle for Lynn. Lynn throws it for the far side for Rice. Rice goes to Blackman. Blackman wanting to go in back for Lynn. Have that one punched up into the air and brought down by Stalter. Now Stalter trying to dribble through 3 Thunder defenders on that far sideline. Now brings it back into the middle. This ball shoved in, and nice Perninas through. Russo coming over to cut it off as is Seeger. Seeger comes hard and will punch it out of the 18. Headed one side in the air, now brought to the turf. Bada settles it, passes it to Anthony. Anthony advances near sideline Musgraves. Chad thought about going inside, now drops it back to Anthony again. No, we'll play it back into the middle for Lynn. Lynn thought about going to Noah. No, we'll try to play it back in the middle. It was blocked there by Zach Solorio. Comes back to Fernandez. Into the middle circle for Josh Clark. Clark's got 4 goals on the year this year, but he, of course, dictates pace of play from that midfield position. Thunder, we made mention of this once, but without the duties of Nathan Jaspers for the last few ball games, is that the current hip flexor injury keeps on bothering Nathan, but he'll be back for the CCIW tournament. They just want to make sure he's rested for that, and we'll be good to go. But it's obviously a difficult injury to come back from fully healthy, and maybe perhaps never fully healthy, but the main question will be, we'll be able just to play through the pain. Now this ball is a good offensive opportunity for Millikin. Coming over to chase it down is the junior Kevin Price. And instead settles its way over the end line. And Ryan Seeger will have a goal kick 3.5 minutes into the ball game. No score between Wheaton and Millikin, but Jader, we made this point on Wednesday night with the women's team, and no matter who you're playing, senior night, really a special night on the pitch, and you want to make it memorable.
It sure is, Judah. It's not only memorable, obviously you want to come out, play great soccer, get the win, but the fans are here, your parents are probably here, everybody's coming out to support you, and you want to go out big and give your seniors something to be happy about leaving this season.
Sure do. Thunder in their home bright orange with blue shorts and white numbering, white lettering, white trim. Millikin in the road whites, blue numbering, blue lettering, white trim around it. This ball slices its way out of bounds. Chad Musgraves will have a throw, and he'll defer to Anthony from here. Plays into the back, Fernandez. Fernandez slides it on up. Goltz wanting a one-touch for Bada, and it slides itself around, turns it into the box. Picked up by the keeper, Daniel Sinclair, freshman from Peoria. Michael Burns, a freshman defender. Ed Stalter, a sophomore midfielder. Ryan Schneider, a senior defender. Jameis Walton, senior defender. Zach Solorio, a freshman midfielder. Nate Grosh, a senior midfielder, along with Kevin Price, a junior forward. Tyler Cassing, a freshman forward. Connor Smith, the freshman defender. And Jeremy Jones, a freshman defender. Round out the starting 11. For Millikin University, head coached by Chad Jones, assisted by Michael Corman. The officials, starters for the Thunder, included Jason Lawler and Dan Pavlak. They were removed promptly after first kick. Upon their exits, receiving nice applause from the Thunder faithful and the Thunder bench and the players on there as well. What was a special moment. Now it's Connor Rice, Steven Russo, Steven Fernandez, and Noah Anthony in the back line. Joey Lynn, Jason Bada, Josh Clark in the middle. Chad Musgraves, Stephen Goltz, Adam Blackman across the top. Here's a long ball from Fernandez looking for Anthony. Just not enough on it, as Anthony was seeking to make a run up. Now Bada controls after the ball went out of bounds, tried to slice it back into Anthony. Cut off there by Jeremy Jones and brought on up. Touched out of bounds by number 5, Ed Stelter, and the Thunder will have another throw at the midfield stripe. Wheaton, of course, will be playing the rest of the way without freshman stalwart Marshall Hollingsworth for meniscus in his knee on Wednesday night during the victory over Augustana. Was unable to come back for the second half, and then reports of his injury got decidedly worse after that, after they were able to run some tests on it. This ball's out of bounds over the end line, will be a goal kick. And as Coach Giuliano said, it's going to be tough playing without Marshall. Everything he's been, such a unique player with the immense speed that he has. But then we made this point before with this team, and I know it's one of the few looks that you've had at him for a whole 90 minutes. But regardless of where you're at and what team you are, to lose one of your best players is always difficult. Despite being a freshman, Hollingsworth easily fit the bill for one of the more dynamic players on this team. To lose a guy like that is always difficult, but this team has the depth to come back from it. And as Coach Garrett Berline said before, they have a lot of self-confidence in their own ability, what they can do. This ball sent in for Musgraves. Chad's going to track it down and get there. He's got it on his right foot. Anthony making a run behind him. Bada in front. Jason's got it. Nice turnaround. Bada wants to shoot, and it's right smack dab into the gut of Sinclair.
Not exactly what Bada wants. They're right into the hands of Sinclair, like you said. He's got to aim for the corners of the net if he wants to score. Good opportunity nonetheless, though, for the Wheaton College Thunder.
Good job created by Bada. Gets the first shot on goal of the match. Ball touched away out of bounds. It'll be a throw for Millikin. 7 minutes in, no score. Wheaton soccer team has an overall record of 13 wins, 3 losses, and 2 draws. In CCIW play, they have not lost. They're 5-0-1. The lone draw coming at the very beginning of conference play against North Park University. That memorable 3-3 ball game. At the Thunder settled for a draw with North Park, but never know. Maybe see the Vikings later on down the road. And
you never know about those Vikings from North Park.
That soccer rivalry is always at its best in the postseason.
It is fierce. And with them, they have a large amount of Swedish import players literally on that team. I think like half that team is made up of native Swedes. They know how to play football, and they bring it to North Park, the north side of Chicago.
They sure do. Do it effectively. Here's Russo cutting it off. Russo steps around, brings it on back to the senior keeper, Ryan Seeger. With the victory tonight, the Thunder will secure the CCIW championship, winning a second conference crown in 3 years after their CCIW title that they won in 2010. This is regular season speaking. The victory would also give Wheaton a 7-0-0 record at home. That would be the first time that Wheaton has gone undefeated and untied at home in a regular season since, get this, 1998.
Wow.
A year after the Thunder went to the national title game. The last time the feat occurred for a whole season, including postseason games, was 1977. So the Thunder, hopefully, if they can keep the winning record going at home, they have a chance to really make some goals. Shoots just wide. That was a quick developing play, Tim.
It was. Caught us by surprise.
Steven really had a chance for it.
Very good opportunity. Just wide on that far left-hand post. Great effort early on. Wheaton is knocking on the door. Millikin, not too much activity going on the other side of the field for Millikin's offense, Judah.
Not much. Hopefully that theme will continue. This ball settles down. Musgrave's trying to control it. Chad does on the near side. Runs over once. Now comes back. Sends it back in toward the middle for Clark. Gets it to Josh with space. He'll shoot, and its ball's blocked. I could see that attempt coming from Josh.
He was winding up for a big one there, Judah. Unfortunately, it was blocked.
He's scored from that distance before. No stranger to shots from that yardage. Noah Anthony, the CCIW Defending Player of the Week, men mention of on Wednesday. He's had quite a season, a sophomore transfer. Now here's Blackman. Had quite a season himself as Adam. He's at the corner of the box now, brings it back to Lynn. Lynn plays it on up to Rice, now skims up near side for Musgraves. Musgraves brings it in, passes on the ground, and it's a nice one. Clark nearly had it. Chad lines up for a shot, and it's blocked. Anthony was in his way. Golds follows it with another one.
Great job following up by Goals, just wide again, but still good opportunity, good job just getting those shots on goal early on, Judah. That's very important.
It is indeed. Trying to build a little offensive momentum early in this contest. 34.5 minutes remain for the first half. No score, the Thunder and the Big Blue. Of course, last year this ball game played down in Decatur. The Thunder won that one 6-0. Here's Rice coming over here. Stumbles a little bit as he makes contact with the ball, but there'll be a Big Blue throw in the attacking half. Brought down by Fernandez. Got it to Goals. Goals deadens it and slips it on past the Lynn. Got some real estate to handle. We'll stop up there and find Musgraves. Good job to control possession. Wanted to go back and forth to Anthony, and he knew as soon as he let it go that it was a little too much. Throw in the defensive half coming for the Big Blue. They go back and forth. Come back to the keeper. The record of, or the statistic of shutouts by the Thunder goalkeepers, both on the men's and women's side, is CCIW leaders. Ryan Seeger's got 4 this year, that leads all conference keepers in that department. Wants to make it 5 tonight as Kelsey Graham, the sophomore keeper, notched her 7th shutout of the season, Tim. And Thunder been blessed with some really good talent between the pipes in recent years. Now bringing it up the field with a chance is Solorio. Plays it for that far corner. Wanted to cross it in. Nailed it off Fernandez.
Millikin corner kick.
First corner kick of the night will be Millikin's. Here in the 13th minute.
And Judah, this is going to be interesting. As you know, things get very physical, especially in the men's game, in the mix in the box here on corner kicks. Good opportunity for Millikin, probably one of their first that they've been down here the entire game.
As early, this ball's got a lot of height, sails over the face, touched by Bada over the end line again, and we'll change corner.
Millikin corner kick.
Be another Millikin corner, so 2 quick ones for the Big Blue. Much like the women's team, the Big Blue men also 5 wins on the year. 5-11-0, 1-5 in CCIW. Almost identical records between the men's and women's programs. Left foot out swing, put it in, it's on the ground, a chance to get off a shot. Seeger is right in there, and he somehow picks it up.
Somebody choke that!
That was dangerous looking for the Wheaton College defense. Kind of lost the ball there in the box. Seeger just able to pounce on that at the last minute.
Here's a long through for Blackman the other way. Post!
Rebound! Blackman with the rebound, puts it back in, hits the post to start with. Great job by him following that shot up and putting it in. 1-0 Wheaton College, Judah.
What a ball by Anthony to get it there. And Adam Blackman, how about that effort? You knew that he had one shot at it, and then he got posted and was able to come back and collect the rebound and put it back in. Thunder up 1-0 here in the 14th minute.
Great job starting that play, Anthony, taking Millikin by surprise and us by surprise up in the press box, sending Blackman just running down the field. Great job by him, keeping his composure, not getting too far ahead of himself, playing a ball with a bad touch too far ahead of him. He was concentrated and put it back into the back of the net after
The
one.
Thunder goal, his 9th of the year, scored by Adam Blackman. Blackman with the goal for the Thunder.
It will be a goal for Blackman. He tries to step into this one, too. As it's loose in the box, Adam's got a beat on it. Shoots high, and he knew he had a shot. And Votto was left on march behind him. Oh, it could be one of those games, Tim. And we saw it in the women's contest. Took them a while to get going, but once they did, loosen up the offense a little bit, get some looks to the net. Could be a fun one.
Absolutely, Blackman. He probably wishes he could have had that back. Sent that, he rocketed that and went sailing over the crossbar. Not really the composure in front of the net that we just saw a couple seconds ago, but still, nonetheless, good opportunities for Wheaton, and they are definitely putting the pressure on Millikin here.
Going back to that play, the score by Blackman, it really was all started by Anthony with that great throw on the through ball up there, but fortunately he does not get the assist since the original shot by Blackman did in fact hit post and Adam had to recollect, so unassisted goal, but this ball is slid in by Clark looking for Bada, touched away, still in the attacking half as Lynn settles. Joey rolls to the back for Rice. Connor slides it on up looking for Clark, who lets it go to Golds. He'll shoot. Wow, what a save.
Fantastic left-footed shot by Golds, just ripping that, pulling the trigger right when he should. Fantastic save, though, by number 1, Daniel Sinclair of Millikin. Great diving effort to push that one over the crossbar.
Stephen Golds, who has immense talent, the soccer talent that Golds family
Oh, yes.
keeps coming
Oh, yeah.
year after year, and unfortunately the Thunder have been without the services of Jordan Golds for almost all season long due to a knee injury they suffered in the offseason and just never fully healed. But Stephen has really made up for his loss in a lot of ways along that front line. Now Anthony rims this one in toward the box, and it's knocked away by the defense, clears all the way back in the defensive half.
And Judah, we all do know what the legendary Drew Goals has done for this program. Prolific goal scorer in his tenure here at Wheaton College. Yeah, like you said, just an absolute phenomenal talent in that Goals family when it comes to soccer.
Blackman sends this one well over the face and sneaks itself over the end line. Will be a goal kick coming for Daniel Sinclair, fresh off of his fantastic leaping athletic save just a few moments ago on a shot by Stephen Goltz. The left foot of Goltz created that opportunity. Bada is bringing some man-on pressure here. This ball is settled by Anthony as he brings it to him. Gets it to Bada. He'll keep rolling it for Anthony. Back to Jason. Surveys it, gets to Fernandez. Slips it into the circle, picked up there by Grosh. Millikin coming left to right. They've had a couple corner kicks and a couple offensive chances, but this ball will trickle its way over the end line. Will be a goal kick. Over 16 minutes down and 28 and a half to go in this first half. Thunder lead by 1-0. Here's Fernandez. Building back to front, slides near sideline for Anthony. Anthony, not much on it, but it made itself to Goltz. Bada will try to loop it over to Anthony, a little too much on it. Tried to bring it back. Giuliano applauds the idea. Coming over is Burns, Michael Burns. Lynn had it, wanted to go back to Anthony. The deflection comes back to Joey, though, and he finds Musgraves. Chad's doubled now. Chad to Bada. Jason turns it around, continues to have some room to work with before dropping to Anthony, and he'll just put it all the way into the back for Russo.
Judah, the scoreboard goes to show already that Wheaton is definitely the class team here in this campaign, but just the technical footwork by these guys is unbelievable. A very, very talented team. You can obviously see Musgraves, Goals, all of them. Great footwork, great on the ball. It's great to see from Wheaton College.
It really is. Fernandez wanting this long ball, looking for Anthony, too much on it. And it'll be brought back. Can you imagine what this team will be like when Nathan Jaspers gets back, that real spark plug in the middle? That whole holding midfielder. Hopefully he'll be healthy enough and ready to go for CCIW tournament play coming next week. Here's Bada turning it around. Bada on the near sideline. Touched away from the ball, still kept in play. Musgraves brings it down. Chad sliding it in, looking for Goltz, who gives Clark an opportunity, but is sent away by the defense. Fernandez brings it back down. Plays it in on the ground, cut off there by Solorio. Bada coming in hard, trying to win it back. He tripped up Solorio, but Zach gets it back for Millikin. Floats it to the far side now. This Big Blue want to attack a different portion of the field. Clark coming on, bringing defensive pressure for Wheaton. Being messed with on the far side. Now Blackman comes over to recover. Back to Fernandez as the Thunder change field. Musgraves tried to gain possession. This is a great through chance. Russo will cut off his man. Touched away just enough to get it to Anthony. Anthony trying to continue to possess. Good effort by Kevin Price, making it real difficult on him. Now this ball sent to the top of the 18 where Russo collects. Russo, near sideline for Anthony. Up to Goltz. Goltz trying to turn around and help it on. No one at home. Now turn around, play it on this near side. Musgraves does a good job to touch and win the ball to Anthony. Anthony sliding into the middle circle. Lynn, good touch to Clark. Back to Joey. Wants a through for Goltz. And it was pieced together nicely, but it's going to be turned around and sent away by Jeremy Jones.
Good action in the midfield with Joey Lynn, hooking up with his fellow midfielder from Wheaton College. Really just great to see that ball play in the middle and able to open something up. Drew Goals almost was able to grab that ball on top of the 18 and make something happen with it.
Joey really has gotten some quality minutes. He's made the most of it. Been real strong in that midfield position for the Thunder the latter half of this season. Now this ball is sent to the defensive half. Rice is in the vicinity. He just cheated off his man and win a throw-in from here. What is a cold, chilly night now at Joey
Getting cooler
Stadium.
and cooler, Judah.
By the minute. There's our first whistle. That's a foul against Millikin as Clark went sent tumbling to the turf. He's all right, though. See some long sleeves out there on the Thunder and Millikin as well, and some gloves. Tells you it's late October.
Postseason, Judah. That's what it is.
That's what it's all about. Coming around the corner and the CCIW tournament beginning on Halloween night. What a time for that to start. Halloween night. This ball sent in toward the box, flicked on by the defense over the end line. It's going to be a corner kick.
With that first game coming next Tuesday, like you said, Judah, Halloween. No trick-or-treating for these Wheaton College Thunder men's soccer boys.
Thunder, corner kick.
As much as they want to.
Oh, and we know they want to.
Thunder women will have a home game against Illinois Wesleyan Tuesday the 30th, and the Thunder men follow on Wednesday, Reformation night. Here's Anthony swinging it in, looking for a header. Oh, it was Goltz. A little too high.
Good effort by Goltz, though, getting up for that,
Number
Judah.
27, Elliot Borge, and number 20, Kevin Skinker.
Rising above the crowd. There in the throng of
Replacing
defenders.
seniors, number 8, Jason Bada, and number 7, Connor Rice.
Now, there we have our substitutes. A couple seniors exiting off the pitch. Jason Bada and Connor Rice. Good efforts from those two. A wild bunch those two are, really. The class of the crop when it comes to joking around and team chemistry building between Bada and Rice. It'll be tough to lose all the seniors on this team for next year, but each one makes their own memories in different ways, that's for sure. This ball is rolled to the back to be controlled by Sinclair. Pull on up to Schneider. They string some passes together for Stalter. Had it back, and Blackman trying to slide one more pass if Goals is onside or not. Blackman gets it. Blackman still being shouldered off the ball. Finally turns it around, trying to get to it. Still working with it is Adam.
Blackman got to get rid of the ball there.
Clark trying to shove it back in toward the middle, and that's where Sinclair will take rid of it. That's no easy task when you got 3 white jerseys happening all the time. And it was just giving a little away from him too much.
He did have a couple of options. Goals there. Saw him shaking his head after that ball was dispossessed. He wanted it, but that's typical of all forwards, Judah. They all want the ball. They all want to score.
They sure do. Elliot Borge, Kevin Skinker into the game. They entered about a minute and a half ago. Here's Goltz looking for Borge there on that sequence. Couldn't find him. Turning around and bringing it back.
Good pressure being put on by Goals for defenseman number 7, Ryan Schneider.
He's got a habit of doing that. Here's Josh Clark trying to let it set up and shoot. High of everything.
Well hit ball by Josh Clark, though.
Oh, it was a good idea. He saw the keeper coming out to try to take away that through ball into the box, and Blackman on the right side, and he decided, or Musgraves rather, on that right side. He decided it was a good chance to try to attack that exposed area of the box and shoot it himself. One of the strongest legs on the team, Josh Clark. Both of them, too. He can really get a lot on it from his right or left foot. Blackman trying to turn around this header. Goltz wanted to win it, and he does get there. He'll just leave it for Adam Blackman. Blackman's dancing on his right foot. Continues to work his way around. Now brings it in as he glides his way into the middle. Lynn will shoulder it away. and feed Clark. Clark will catch up to it, stop its direction from going to the right side. Look to split a double team. Oh, nice lead on for Musgraves to come and get it. And Musgraves will do the looping jab into the box. Had it touched away over the end line and a corner kick.
Corner kick.
Wheaton leads 1-0, 20 and a half to go in the first half. And the regular season finale, and at the end of the regular season, Tim, sometimes it's easy to reflect on what a good season it's been, but for this Thunder team, it's all eyes forward to the postseason, there's no doubt. Now this corner kick looks like it'll be Anthony to take it, left foot in swing. It's got some sink, and this header is a little high. That's Blackman in that area. Coming up empty there, though. Still 1-0 under 20 minutes. But not every team, Jader, gets to look forward to the postseason. But the Thunder coming off a 2010 campaign where they were able to win the regular season title, but not the tournament title. North Park defeated them in 2010 right here. One of the more memorable matches. And then last season in the semifinals, getting in as the lower seed and coming to Chicago to take on North Park and falling to them. It's always bitter. I'm sure they would more than welcome the side of North Park in this postseason and try to regain control of that rivalry.
That's for sure. And, you know, their work in this CCIW season, Judah, has, you know, given them that #1 spot going into the playoffs.
Oh, Musgraves does a great job catching up to this ball, but Goltz just missed a touch in. Hard slide and nice move made. So that was a long through ball by Clark that somehow Musgraves was able to stay onside that last sequence. Now Clark will chip this one in the direction of Blackman. He's on. He'll try to turn around. Can he get a shot? He's got a chance.
Blackman does it again in front of the box. No doubt in his mind. Puts it really well placed into the left corner. Another goal for him. 2-0 Wheaton.
The offense
Another goal, his
continues.
second of the night, and 10th of the season, scored by number 11, Adam Blackman. Blackman with the goal of the assist to number 15, Josh Clark. Blackman from Clark.
Well, they award Blackman the goal, but we realize that is his first goal of the night. Not the second. First was scored by Goltz. 2-0 Thunder here. Following that one by Adam Blackman. He's really, Tim, all he thinks about is getting opportunities at the net. He's one of the best in the conference at that.
As any good forward should be thinking about, Judah.
No doubt.
That is their job, putting the ball in the back of the net at any, at all costs, any way possible.
There's a long looper trying to find a through ball. Seeger coming off and controls. Took one step out of the box, but he was okay. Now here's Clark dribbling his way over the midfield stripe, finding Goltz. Stevens got a goal on the night. Tried to change field for Borge. Being brought back. Blackman attempts a step. 5 seniors being honored tonight. Jason Bada, Connor Rice, Dan Pavlak, Ryan Seeger, and Jason Lawler. We'll keep it out here throughout the first portion of the halftime break for
11, 9, and 15 coming out for us.
a senior night ceremony coming. Here's Goltz, has it, wanted to turn around looking for Musgraves. It's deflected away with a header. Now punch back to the far sideline. Millikin continues to go left to right. This ball's taken away, now sent along. Musgraves catching up to it. Musgraves wants to cut it back in. He's got it to Goltz. Goltz had himself turned around and did a nice job to shield off the defender. Now here's Skinker. Skinker plays on the ground to Clark. Clark will leave it behind him to Borge. Borge, good job, turning around, shoots. Not much pace, and it was right at the keeper. Not a bad idea.
Nice turn by Borge. Good to see that from him, the young freshman. Decent shot on goal. He probably want a little bit more behind that one, Judah, but still, good job, good shot.
Millikin trying to answer with an offensive chance of their own, but Anthony will come over to clean it up. Now Stalter. This ball now goes back in the middle. Looking to calm it down. Lynn comes over hard. Here's a chance to maybe get something off. Turned around, got to look at the net. Skinker will finally come over and clean it up for Wheaton. Had a few orange jerseys there, but chances were open nonetheless. Now Thunder will able to control. Anthony settles it. and sends it forward.
Good idea switching the field by Anthony. Didn't quite get it over to that far end, but still nice job trying to open up space, Judah. That's what you want to see tactically out of a defender, trying to get something jump started for the offense.
A flurry of substitutions will come with the next available opportunity. Brandon Vanderveen, John Clark, as well as Trevor Adams will all enter at the next possible whistle. Here's Rousseau, rolls it into the back for Fernandez. Steven brings it forward, gets it to Golds. Golds back to Elliot Borge. On his right foot, goes to Lynn. Comes back, Lynn trying to get it, and Clark will retreat and possess. Plays it back to Fernandez. Casually brings it across the midfield stripe. Blackman, good idea there, trying to let Anthony make the run for it.
In the game for Millikin, number 24, Jeffrey Grimes. For the Thunder, number 17, Brandon Vanderveen. Number 23, Trevor Adams. And number 14, Jonathan Clark.
So coming off the pitch now, Adam Blackman, Stephen Golds, and Josh Clark all exit. Brandon Vanderveen, John Clark, and Trevor Adams all come on to the pitch for Wheaton. So trio substitutions. Under 15 minutes for the first half. Thunder 2. Big Blue yet to get on the board here. Good pace of the Thunder offense really has dominated in this first half so far. They look to keep it going. Fernandez trying to slide something through. Adams is going to go and try to track it down. He will get there just in time. Does keep it in play. Tries to flick his way around. Deflected away by the defense and sent away. Nice job by Adams, though, with the effort. Borge now behind him to Anthony. Anthony slides his way on up. Goes to the outside, trying to find Borge, who's read nicely, though, and taken away by Jeffrey Grimes, who enters for the first time in this ballgame. Now John Clark possesses. He'll play it in the back to Anthony. Anthony behind him, Fernandez. Fernandez touches to Lynn. One touch to Borge. Borge surveys, goes to Vanderveen, back to Noah, and to Lynn, I should say. Lynn retreats around him back. Good possession ball by the Thunder. Fernandez touches to Adams, slides it on to Borge. Borge had that ball be deflected, but he'll come back to get it easily enough. Goes into Lynn's direction. Lynn goes Adams' route, touched away by the defense. Now Millikin does try to possess. Skinker comes over hard to block the attempt. Kept in play along that far side by the Big Blue. Skinker coming hard with defensive pressure, as is Lynn, and now it's out of bounds. Millikin will have a throw. 13.5 to go in the first half. Thunder lead by 2. Joey Lynn rolls it in the middle for Borge. Borge stepped in once, now sends it over with his right foot to find Musgraves. Chad puts it up, wins possession, brings it on down. Edge of the attacking third. Beautiful turn around. If he can keep it in play, he will. It's sent over the face, but sent over everyone.
Great turn by Musgraves. A little bit too much on that cross, but still very good opportunity. Good idea from him.
Get out of there!
Here's Anthony sliding his way through. Will sprint to the outside. Noah turning his way in. Crosses it on the ground. Running John Clark may have had one look at it, but it slid over the face and booted out of bounds.
John Clark just let that kind of roll over his foot. It looked like he was in the right place, so to put something on frame.
Here's Adams getting a right foot to it, putting it in the air. Now it's Brent down. Vanderveen hopes to win possession. Nice idea going in Clark's direction. Booted away by the defense. Fernandez keeps it in front and directs a header over to Anthony as the Thunder continue to be the aggressors in this match. Matt Hussey will check in at the next available whistle. Here's Skinker on the right side. Slides it forward for Clark. Clark gets to Borge. Elliott goes on the right side. Got some man on pressure, and this time it will be effective. It advanced way up into the Millikin offensive. Seager coming way out to come and boot it back into the Wheaton offensive. Now the Big Blue looking to go on the attack. Good pass, controlled here by Grosh. Grosh plays right on back to Jones. Jones thought about going inside, comes back to Grosh in the middle. Turned away. Stalter plays it on back. Worked into the attacking third and over the end line. Another goal kick for Ryan Seager. A couple more.
In the game for the Thunder, number 5, Matt Hussey, and number 19, Brendan Finnerty.
Couple of more substitutes for Wheaton. Elliot Borge will take a seat. A brief stint out there in the first half there.
I think it was a good showing for Borge.
Oh, yeah.
The freshman. He had a couple shots on goal, a couple on frame, and he's been playing well in the midfield, so good job for him.
Hussey and Finnerty enter in for the Thunder. And, of course, Borge, one of the more valuable pieces on this team as starting midfielder at normal occasions, but we'll see. He really dictates the pace of the game really well in the midfield for the Thunder, and between the additions of the freshman Borge, Hollingsworth, and Goltz, one of the hotter recruiting classes really around that I can think of in more recent years for the Thunder, and they've really all contributed at very many levels. Of course, the loss of Hollingsworth for the rest of the year does hurt, but Wheaton is looking forward to seeing what they can do in the postseason regardless. Tremendous confidence in whoever's on the pitch for them. Here's Adams looking to chip it on for Vanderveen. It sails itself through and into the arms of the keeper, Sinclair. Coming up on 10 minutes for the first half. Lane plays back to Anthony. Anthony changes field with a long looper over to Skinker in the back.
Hey, the ball's harder for him there when you're that close.
Here's Skinker now. Skinker in the far back, advances it on the ground. Musgrave's in the area. Kevin gets it back, throws it behind him. Russo brings it forward. Now stalks a little bit and into the left channel for Hussey. Matt dribbles himself over the midfield stripe, finds Anthony. Anthony loops it into Vanderveen. Vanderveen a one-touch to Finnerty, and Finnerty loops it into Adams. Thunder in business. Adams in the near side corner, goes at the line, tries to send something into the middle, deflected by the defense, and coming over now to take it away is Stalter, sent back away. Anthony possesses, finds Adams, wanted to go back in the direction of John Clark, comes back over to Anthony though. Noah steps on it and rolls it back to himself. Now to the midfield stripe, Rousseau finds Lynn in the middle circle, just chip it behind him to Matt Hussey, the security blanket back there. Skinker back to Matt.
Security blanket, I like that.
That was really his role in the three-man defense the Thunder had a season ago, and the year before that is the sweeper we see in the women's team is really identified as an important position. That was Matt's role earlier in his career, and he performed it nicely. Of course, with the four-in-the-back system that the Thunder use now, it's a little bit different, his role on the team, but he's always aggressive and he always contributes nicely when he's there on the pitch, so it's good to see. Now this ball hit high in the air, got some rotation to it, being brought down by Jeffrey Grimes, and Grimes take a stumble as Finnerty runs into him, and Brendan, the sophomore, called for the foul. Jeremy Jones to set it up. Jones rifles it in, being brought down by Grosh. Grosh finds a man in the middle, and Stalter, who plays it in the back. 8 minutes for the first half. Thunder by 2-0. Ball pumped up in the air. Seeger's going to come way out, and he will.
Good job by Seeger, authoritatively coming off his line. Looks like the forward from Millikin took a little knock there. Still confident goalkeeping from Seeger.
Confident indeed for Seeger, and that's one of his trademarks, is to he always comes out strong, and since the box is the keeper's to protect, he's not afraid to come out confidently, as you put, Jader. If anyone's in the vicinity, Ryan wants to make sure that he knows that he owns the area where he's at. And in this case, the Millikin forward looks like he took a brunt of a hit by Ryan. Didn't seem too serious upon impact, but it's kind of the nature of the ball game between Seeger coming out and colliding with the forward there, and he's still down. Trisha Dieter out to attend to him. Unfortunately, Trish has been a little bit more busy than she would have liked here in the latter portions between Hollingsworth and Jaspers on the sideline for the Thunder, and this injury here tonight, but she does a tremendous job for the Thunder and the athletic training department, and quite the cook as well. Brings some excellent goodies on the road. Yeah, oh yeah. On
Should
road
have her
trips.
bring something up to the press box one of these days, you know?
No, shouldn't leave the baked goods for road games. Should bring them up to Joe Bean for some home games as well, but she continues to look at the Millikin forward, and Jader looking at this season in context. The Thunder had one of the most difficult schedules in the nation. So many ranked teams, and so many ranked teams on the road. If you think of contests at Loris, at Dominican, and all that, and even though they didn't come away with all W's, but only 3 losses on that schedule. And Coach Giuliano has said himself, he's like, look, I know it was a brutal schedule, arguably the most difficult in the nation, and now I realize the importance of maybe scheduling some games to get some W's on instead of trying to prove to the nation that you belong against some of these more difficult teams. But to come out of that schedule, 13-3-2 up to this point, with 7 victories in a row, that's something to be proud of for this team going into postseason play.
It absolutely is fantastic. Just looking down some of this, the schedule early on at Loris, traditional D3 powerhouse Loris out of Dubuque, Iowa. Always a strong program out there. And, the 2-0 defeat, like you said, you got to roll with those punches. Their overall record has been fantastic this year. And, 5-0 in CCIW play, that's something to be very proud of. And like you said, you know what? You can look back on the season and reflect, but for them, it's all going forward. They're talking, championship soccer down the road here, Judah. It's going to be something to look at.
Not only this year, but even next year down the road. You take a look at the valuable seniors that they do lose, but the talent that's returning with a year under their belt, especially the freshmen and Anthony and Fernandez, the sophomore defenders in the back. There's a lot to look forward to even next season, but I think there's a lot of business to be taken care of with this team. They can go a long way, and they believe that they can go a long way this season. They've already been doing a nice job up to this point. Of course, 5-0-1. Here's a long shot. Kind of slices its way through. Curb. Kind of like a hook from a left-handed golfer off the tee there. And it slides its way over the line. But it had some pace to it.
Good.
Seeger will build back to front here as Anthony possesses, slices this one off a leg, and now Vanderveen finds Adams. Final 7 minutes. There was an injury substitution for Millikin, as coming into the ball game was Zane Becerra, the freshman from El Paso, Illinois. Now possessed in the middle, going back and forth by Nate Grosh. Now Trevor Adams got it. Musgraves was calling for it, and Chad does get it. Chad steps over, now brings it back in toward the middle, continues his sprint, slows up, advances on for John Clark. Clark trying to get himself an opportunity, top of the 18, still dancing with it. Leaves for Adams, gets to Musgraves, he'll shoot, and sail everything.
Musgraves had time with that. He could have taken one more second, gotten himself collected, Judah, got in his head over the ball, kept that low and on frame. It goes sailing over the crossbar instead, but still good effort and good lead up by Trevor Adams. And also Clark dancing around on top of the 18. Good work.
Coaching staff really has been impressed with Adams and what he's brought to the table in his sophomore season. Getting back to the St. Louis trip they had earlier in the year in September, down to Wash U, a dramatic 3-0 victory over what was a top 10 program in Wash U at the time, and what a big characteristic keynote victory for the Thunder that was. But Adams really impressed in one of his debuts there, and ever since then he's gotten important minutes down the stretch of both halves. Ever since, he's really contributed nicely with a lot of speed. Now here's Hussey in the back, gets it to Adams, who's stepped off the ball, and there's a whistle there for the foul. And the referee will scold him, remind him to bring it back to the spot of the foul instead of playing at the midfield stripe. Thunder will start about 10 yards shy. Hussey will set something up to put it forward. Got his hand ready, he approaches, puts some height and backspin to it. Headed away by the defense, falls once to the turf. Finnerty trying to win it, comes and does head it to Anthony. Lynn throws it on up for Vanderveen on the near sideline. Brandon slices his way through one. Oh, a good ball to Clark, trying to advance it onto Adams. He'll turn this ball around at the end line outside the 18. Now he throws it in the back for Anthony. Anthony, a little too far of a touch, but he still wins it back to Adams. Adams back to Finnerty. He's got some defensive pressure, but he spots it. Turns it around. Russo to Lynn. Thunder will start again, although that was a pretty nice sequence. Almost got him an offensive look at the net. They lead 2-0 here in the final 5 minutes of the first half. And a CCIW doubleheader that we've had. Here's a long ball looking for Anthony. He will turn around. He puts it in the middle. It's popped up into the air, and bringing it down is the keeper.
For the parents of Wheaton College seniors participating in the senior night at halftime.
Great job, Judah, by Anthony getting on the end of that one and being able to serve that in. Kind of popped up in front of the goal, unfortunately, but still very good job. Him hustling, getting on the end of that ball.
Here's John Clark trying to put this one over the face. He does. It's going to be kept in play by the Big Blue. They turn around, build back to front. Stepping over is Becerra. And plays into the middle to Grosh. Slid on up, trying to make a long throw, asking for a run by Tyler Cassing, freshman from Springfield. But it's going to be brought back into the Thunder defensive, and Seeger will build it up to Hussey. Hussey throws it far side for Skinker. Kevin had a goal last Thursday against Aurora University and then had an assist on Wednesday on a counterattack in the final minute of the first half. Really ended up being an important play for the Thunder to take a 2-0 lead into the halftime break. Skinker was able to lead a counterattack and then find Stephen Goltz, who put another ball in the back of the net. A quiet, effective year that Stephen Goltz has had for this Thunder team. Statistically speaking, one of the stronger offensive players on the team. Coming off the bench, he's been definitely a strong asset. He's got 5 goals now and an assist, so 11 total points after his goal earlier tonight. Strong showing, though. 5 goals as a freshman is something to be proud of.
That's fantastic.
Russo long through, now in for Anthony, who's left unmarked coming up the sideline. Noah's got it, steps over, continues, got his little characteristic move, now sends it back in toward the middle, and the keeper decided his one shot was to take it away.
Great goalkeeping by Daniel Sinclair coming off of his line, smothering that ball, going to ground. Nice job by him.
Sinclair successful in that sequence. Final 2.5 minutes of the first half. Russo drops it on back. John Clark playing in the near sideline in the back before coming back to his position. And Anthony will take over. Sliding up, got some backspin in it. And the Wheaton offensive, it'll make its way to Lynn. Lynn plays on the ground into Musgraves. Musgraves brings himself in. Now dribbles about 20 yards out to the left side. Great move. Slides himself into the box. Will shoot. It slices its way to the far post.
Again, with the parents
had
of
some
seniors
deflection on it.
In a halftime senior night
And
ceremony.
Sinclair
Please make your way to
cleans
the
it up.
grandstand at this time.
Musgraves dancing through a couple of defenders there, barely able to get the shot off, rather. I would have liked to see him taking that earlier. He had an open shot with his left foot as he was making his way into the 18-yard box, Judah. Would have liked to see him getting the shot off there instead of holding on to it that couple seconds longer.
Now bringing it up the pitch is Jones. Jones trying to slide a through ball, but no one's there.
Jeremy, hit it one time. Run out and with pace, son.
Now here's Russo going with Anthony back and forth and sliding on over to Hussey.
No pressure, right?
Parents weekend, senior night, talent show, all this Friday night. Women's soccer, men's soccer, football tomorrow, all against Millikin, as we've gotten accustomed to. Same opponents for the trio of sports on Friday and Saturdays. This ball played in the defensive half. Hussey gets to it. Hussey turns it around. Anthony will hustle to cut it off there.
Judah, like you said, a lot going on campus tonight and tomorrow.
1 minute. There is 1 minute remaining in the first half.
Looking at the stands, the student section here at Joe Bean, it looks like there are a couple people in attendance. I don't know if they're students. Might look like this could be Millikin parents over there. But nonetheless, a decent showing, especially considering the weather tonight. Very chilly. Coming out to support the Thunder.
Hell, you expect that to be the case this time of year, playing soccer in greater Chicago area, and parents and students alike. And there's some rabid student fans out there supporting Wheaton Thunder soccer as they have all year. Some of the best fans in the country are right here on Wheaton's campus, really in all sports, but especially supporting men's soccer as well. Here's Musgraves, touches it over here. They got 20 seconds to perhaps get another chance off. Musgraves shot one with the left foot. That was blocked. That might be the final offensive sequence the Thunder get as we enter the 10-second count.
10, 9, 8.
Clark comes over to cut it off.
6.
Dances
5,
with it on his right foot.
4,
Plays back to Anthony.
3,
He settles.
2,
And
1.
that'll be the end of the first
That's
half.
the first half. The halftime score: Wheaton 2, Millikin 0.
Thunder lead at 2-0. A goal by Stephen Goltz and a score by Adam Blackman. The total so far. We'll get you halftime statistics in just a moment, and we'll hold it right here for the senior night as well at the very beginning. And Jader, a pretty successful first half for Wheaton so far in the first 45 minutes, leading 2-0.
Very good lead so far built up. 2-0, like you said. Josh Clark getting the early goal, his own rebound, putting that back in. And then afterwards, Blackman, later on in that first half, coming in with a great goal, great strike by him. Very positive signs for Wheaton early on. Judah, able to come out offensively on fire, get 2 goals. It's a good lead. If I'm head coach Michael Giuliano, I want to get 3-0, 4-0. That's when it really starts to get comfortable, but still great showing early on from the Thunder.
And really, they're looking for their 8th consecutive victory and to try to keep the clean sheet at home, which we've stressed over and over again is of great importance not only to this team, but this team in particular wants to keep that winning streak at home going and into the postseason. Mentioned no one's ever come out of home, or the last time that a team went the regular season and the postseason without losing or tying a single match was 1977. So the Thunder are trying to put themselves in pretty elite company. And
up with the greats.
Yeah, even with a win tonight, it'll be the first time since 1998 that the Thunder have come across with all wins, no ties, and no losses. Of course, this season, Jada, there will be a lot more road games than home games, and only about 7 regular season home games. It felt like in that first portion of the season between the Calvin match and the Bob Baptist Invitational and a few conference matches in Wisconsin Oshkosh, but the games in bold on the schedule, they're tough to find. A lot of road experience for this team.
They are, yeah. A lot of road experiences and some difficult ones at that. A couple ties here and there. Tie at Webster, tie at North Park, which is always a difficult place to play there at the Holmgren Athletic Complex on the north side.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we near the close of the regular season,
good challenging
we'd like
schedule
to take
for them.
some time to
I think they've come out looking pretty good out of all those road
Jason
games.
Bada,
They
Jason
sure have.
Lauer,
Now for
Dan
senior
Pavlak,
night, we'll send it down
Connor
to
Rice,
public address announcer
and Ryan
Rusty
Steger.
Lindsay for a little bit of a ceremony here at the half, and we'll be right back.
Can I run to the bathroom?
Yeah, sure. We don't have to be on until the second half, so you're okay.
At this time, Wheaton head coach Mike Giuliano and athletics director Julie Davis are on the field to present each player with a gift from the college. Our first senior is Jason Bada, a history and secondary education double major from Crystal Lake, Illinois, with his parents David and Lisa. Jason has played in 36 career matches with 1 goal and 1 assist. Coach Giuliano says of Jason, in his senior reflection to the team, he commented how much each of us has meant to him. But in reality, the opposite is even more true. You can't help but feel good about this team and good about life when you're around Jason Bada. He handled the highs and lows of team life with the same Christian maturity, and he can't believe he won't be out there challenging one of Coach's calls in practice next year or telling Seeger to learn the game. Jason will be sorely missed by every member of this team. Jason Bada. Next we have Jason Lawler with his parents Scott and Gail Lawler. He is a Christian education and ministry major from Winfield, Illinois. Jason has been a significant contributor to the Thunder, playing in 53 career matches with 7 goals and 4 assists before he had to sit out this season due to injury. Mike Giuliano says of Jason scored some of the most memorable goals of the last 4 years. But what we will remember most is the depth and maturity he has shown this season after soccer was taken away from him. A man's character is revealed and defined by how he handles adversity, and Jason has proven that his character is in very good shape. We're all better men for having Jason in our lives and for having him model a team-first ethic until the very end. Jason Lawler. Our third senior is Dan Pavlak, a business econ major from DeWitt, Michigan, with his parents Tom and Deb. Dan has played in 73 matches over the past 4 seasons with the Thunder, scoring 8 goals and 2 assists. Coach Giuliano says of him, Dan has been the physical and emotional leader of our defense since he arrived 4 years ago, and it's going to be next to impossible to replace him when what he brings to the back line. He has been a team-first guy for all 4 years, and other than his misplaced love for Michigan State football, he has been a joy to be around every moment of those 4 years. We know that God will do great things with him in the years ahead, and we are all better because of his dedication to us for each of these years. Dan Pavlak. Next, we have Connor Rice, a business econ major from Northville, Michigan, with his parents Daryl and Nancy. Connor has played in 64 matches as a defender the past 4 seasons, with 2 assists in his career. Mike Giuliano says of him, Connor once told us that he is always happy and in a good mood, and he's not kidding. All of us have been the recipient of that positive approach to life that Connor models, and we think it actually is a life lived out in joy. He has made every one of us smile and only occasionally cringe throughout all 4 years. He is a fierce competitor, a great teammate, and we can't wait to see what God will do through him in the years ahead. Connor Rice. Our fighter senior is Ryan Seeger, a business econ major from West Chicago, Illinois, with his parents, Randy and Jeanette. Ryan has played 70 matches in his Thunder career with a 1.19 goals against average and 18 career shutouts. Coach Giuliano says of him, Ryan has been a leader in every way. He has started most of the games in his career, and he has been a 2-year captain voted on by his teammates. He has also been that rarity of rarities, a goalkeeper who was one of the top 2 or 3 most fit guys on the team. That kind of dedication will be very, very hard to replace, but he's established a standard that we all will hope to live up to in future seasons. Ryan Seeger. Let's give our seniors and their parents a big round of applause.
Okay, that's concludes our senior festivities for senior. First goal there in the 14th minute. We'll have to double check on that, but we'll see if we can't get the official word on that. The assist was officially unassisted as well, although has no Anthony listed here. Adam Blackman did score the second one, assisted by Josh Clark. So we'll see exactly what the official scoring is listed out there as he gets a little bit hazy, but it was in the 14th minute and the 26th minute. So Wheaton nonetheless has a 2-0 advantage at the halftime break on senior night. Nonetheless, Tim, what's ever important to get a victory.
Sure is, and like we said, coming into this game, you want to do it for the fans, do it for the parents, do it for everybody who you've been playing 4 years for these seniors. It's great to have them out for their last game here. But really, Judah, I want to say a dominant performance in the first half. The stats say it all. And Wheaton looks like they're, already this second half in the driver's seat with possession.
Yeah, the Thunder will look to keep that momentum going as back to front now. Kevin Skinker turns around and advances it up the pitch. Steven Goltz comes back to the near side for Josh Clark. Wants to rifle something in. Now touched away. Possessed on the near side by Austin Swift. Played along the near side. Some good energy from Millikin early on, but Josh Clark comes over to collect it. Now sent into Skinker. Works his way up the near sideline. Gently touches to Clark. Plays a beautiful through to Steven Goltz. He might have a one-on-one chance at the goal. He shoots. Save.
Nice save.
Goals, wish he could have that one back.
Corner kick.
He opted to go near post on that shot, trying to squeeze it in on the right side between the keeper Sinclair and that right post. Probably should have gone far post if I was him, but good chance nonetheless. Great save.
Corner kick now coming up for Wheaton. Oh, nice save by Sinclair. Now Musgraves, and looks like Blackman will try to take this and send it in. High, can't chance it. Header shoots. Radcliffe picks it up on a Bada shot on goal.
Nice job by Bada with the volley effort. Not too much behind it, but still a good effort. Testing Sinclair very early on in this second half.
Daniel's been tested a couple of times now as we open the second half of play with a 2-0 lead for the Thunder. Rice sends it up the pitch. Trying to find Musgraves on the left side. Touched away for a brief time. Picked up by Burns. Brought down, tried to be playing the back, but Bada brings on man pressure to deny it. So white jersey goes down, gets up gingerly. Thunder will continue to possess with Josh Clark working his way around the far sideline. Touched away and out of bounds. It'll be a Clark throw. He gets it in to Rice. Rice to Fernandez. Fernandez advances up the pitch on the ground. Gets to Goltz. Goltz wanting to find it through for Musgraves. He gets it to him. Chad's got one touch, two shoots. No, and it's wide. A couple of chances early on, Jader, to get it at the net. The Thunder have come up empty both times, unfortunately.
Fantastic ball to start out. Goals posting up, slipping it through to the on-running Chad Musgraves, I think it is.
Yep.
And he did a very good job with the shot, unfortunately. Couldn't get it into the back of the net, the side netting. Still good shot.
Here's Bada trying to find goals. Turns out, shoots! Oh, post! What an effort. Whew, man.
Wow, what a power shot by Goals off the post.
Skinker comes back and rolls it to Lynn, changes field over to Fernandez. Goals, man, right there. You can see him trying to set that up. He knew exactly where he was in reference to the post.
Man, Goals being 6'2", what for such a big guy. Great speed running out of that one, Judah. There's a powerful shot just ricocheting off that top corner between the post and the crossbar.
Here's Clark dancing his way into the box. Clark plays it up for Bada. Bada gets tripped up, turns around, shoots, scores! Jason Bada, and he's enjoying every minute of it.
On senior night, Bada puts it in the back of the net. Wheaton Thunder are all surrounding him, giving him hugs. What a great shot and a goal. Nothing better than to do that on senior night, Judah.
The Thunder goal scored by number 8, senior Jason Bada.
Fans are into it as well.
Bada the goal, the assist to number 15, Josh Clark. Bada from Clark.
So Josh Clark put him down for the assist there, and Bada picks up the score. Second of the year for Jason.
Wheaton now with a 3-0 lead, commanding Judah. Definitely a comfortable lead.
Thunder a corner kick.
Coach's dream to be ahead 3-0 and solidly in the driver's seat in terms of possession.
They try to keep their record perfect against Millikin University in the 28th matchup between the two schools, where the Thunder are 27-0. Now it'll be Blackman again playing on this corner kick, with Skinker joining him. Both arms up in the air, and he'll send it forward. Low liner, header from Goltz. Sails wide, travels over the end line. So Goltz, Blackman, and now Jason Bada, all the scores for the Thunder here on this Friday evening. Wheaton looking to go undefeated in conference play and undefeated in the regular season at home for the first time since 1998. Somehow, that man's onside, and he'll bring it back and chip it back into the box. There's a shot. Oh, and it sails high, and that was the best look of the night for the Big Blue.
Wow, not the best effort defensively from number 2 from Wheaton. Fernandez kind of playing that right into the middle, giving it, just a gift wrapped up in tissue paper and a bow for, I think that was number 14 from Millikin,
Yep.
Kevin Price.
Price has really been all over the place tonight, didn't what? Really good job pressuring. Here's a chance for a throw to Musgraves. Can he track it down? Chad wants to turn around. It's a whistle.
But still, Fernandez, almost a perilous error in the back, giving up a goal. You don't want to make those kind of errors, Judah, especially with a team of your caliber if you're Wheaton College and at this D3 collegiate level.
Fernandez gets a high header up into the air. Bada trying to bring it down. Now shoulder down once to the turf. Coming over is Russo to cut it off. Fernandez a ramming header to try to keep it out of the 18.
There's the defense we're used to seeing from him.
Yeah. He's been a solid addition to this ball club. Transferring in. Now this ball being brought down at the turf by Nate Grosh. Of course, Fernandez went to Luther College's freshman year, a West Chicago native, and Wheaton Academy graduate. Likewise, another sophomore defender, Noah Anthony, who's shared the pitch with Fernandez in the starting backfield for the Thunder. Noah went to a couple schools between Coastal Carolina and Ohio State his freshman year before coming and playing for the Thunder. as a sophomore. And this ball's turned around and being played the other way by Price. Price dribbles in, looking for some space. Chips it into the middle. Chance to get a shot on goal. They do, but it sails high again. But a couple nice opportunities being created by Millikin here in the second half.
Millikin re-energized and recharged coming into the second half. Like you said, Jude, a couple dangerous opportunities on goal that we've seen from number 14, Kevin Price, and it looked like number 24, Jeffrey Grimes.
Jeff Grimes as well in on the action. Millikin 5-11 overall, 1-5 in conference. Thunder 5-0-1 in the CCIW. This being their final game of the regular season before they prepare for next Wednesday, as it's shaping out to be the number 1 seed in the CCIW tournament and win the conference regular season championship. Roussel, Blackman, and he'll just play it all the way in the back to Seeger. Blackman will allow Skinker to come back and take his place in the right back. Now Goltz want to turn around, sticks the left foot inside. Big Blue now, continue to possess, rolls it middle circle. Musgraves cuts it off. Bada comes the other way. Jason's got some green. Bada, long looper looking for Blackman if he could stay on side. In any case, Clark will possess. Try to chop something in the direction of Stephen Goltz. Goltz works his way around, finds Clark, sticks a long right leg out there to continue to possess. Turned around, sent back the other way with Grimes. Stepping in nicely. Rice trying to keep his footing, and he's dislodged possession. Burns goes over to chase it down. Sends along the far side. Touched away. Turned inside back to Burns. Advances up the pitch. Fernandez gets in front of this through. Puts it back in the attacking half. Back and forth it goes in the middle third. Now Rice plays behind him in the middle to Russo. Slides on up for Lynn. We'll send it back to Steve.
Gina, very good possession play from Wheaton. They've been dominating as they were in the first half. In the second half, a few opportunities offensively for Millikin, but still, for the most part, Wheaton has had most of the possession in the second half.
They have indeed. As the story in that first half, as you mentioned, Jader. Touched away by Goltz here, and it will slice its way over the end line. And will be a goal kick. Under 36 minutes for the contest. Thunder had a 2-0 halftime advantage, and they've stretched it to 3-0 thanks to a score here in the second half by Jason Bada. This ball slid on up, headed away back in the defense of Millikin, turning it around, advancing up is Jones. Plays in the middle, slicing up. Lynn steps in front. Blackman gets to it. Adam steps with the right foot, now sends it to Bada. Bada turns it around. Running along through, hoping Musgraves can get to it. No whistle yet, and he's onside. Oh, he tried to squeak it with the right foot and had a somersault tumble. Unable to get to it before it went over the end line.
Interesting look by Bada trying to chip it into Musgraves, running onto it. Judah, I think it's kind of been, I've seen in the women's game and this men's game, referees are very, very stringent on what they call in the box. No penalties. Really, for me, I feel like all season almost for the women. Musgraves getting shoved down to the ground well inside the 18-yard box. No call from the referee.
No, at least at this level, it's definitely got to be something pretty blatant, almost like a caution in order to be called in the box at this point. Blackman freaks his way over the midfield stripe. Adam looks as he works middle. Adam dribbles himself through. Hill wanted to help
I wanted to see that shot from him, Judah.
Wanted to see if he could find Steven in the box as well, but the defense read it nicely. Played now in the defensive half. Fernandez advances to Skinker. Julian Vanderdoos, the Frenchman, will enter at the next available opportunity. This ball cleared away, touched and out of bounds. And here he comes.
Into the game for the Thunder, number 26, Julian Vanderdoos.
French import for Wheaton College on the field.
Julian from Pau, France, the Lycée de Louis Barthel. Here's Blackman now. Blackman outside the 18. Plays it on up. Sent away by the defense. Chopped down by Bada. Back to Adam. Adam's slowing the pace a little bit. Now we'll play it in the back for Vanderdoos. Julian slides it on up for Musgraves. Chad sprints his way into the 18. He does get the angle. Wanted advancing up. Defense was there. Still kept in play. Sent out of the mixer. Vanderdews comes back, directs a header in towards Lynn. Lynn pops it up high in the air now. Clark will direct the ball to himself. Deadens it and wins possession back to Julian. Slides it into Russo. Russo thought about going back to Seeger. Decides to keep it in front. Finds Skinker. Skinker to Bada. Bada turns it around. Finds Vanderdews, who helps it along to Rice.
Who's behind ya?
Connor on the far side. On his right foot, sliding in, shoots from there, and just scoots into the arms of Sinclair. Hey, Rice, the senior defender, he figures on senior night, I'm a defender for trade. I'm going to get my shots when I can take them.
Sure.
Now turned around, trying to find a counterattack going the other way.
In for the Thunder, number 21, Aaron Brown.
Aaron Brown will enter. Well,
there's nowhere to be found.
Oh, there he is. He's kind of he was a quick entry. Didn't even go to the scores table. Oh, that's a handball against Millikin. So Brown is into the ball game, and Aaron, defender by trade, but he's getting a look as a forward on the top right for Wheaton. Bada takes it, and Skinker will roll it in the back for Vanderdews. 3-0 Thunder. 32 minutes to go. Rice brings it over the midfield stripe. Touches a little far and come back to take it away is Grosh. Vanderdews cuts it off, sends it out of bounds. Millikin will have a throw.
Into the game for Millikin, number 2, Peter Piers.
The freshman Peter Piers now enters the ball game from Schaumburg High in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. And he'll have to go over quickly. First job he has coming in is to run across the field and throw it in. And Piers gives it the old chuck. On that far sideline, it's deflected away by the Thunder defense.
Switch it. Good. Keep it wide.
Lets it roll.
There it is. Come on, Austin.
Coming over is Schneider. Schneider trying to punch it back to his teammate Grosh. Now played in nicely. Found to Swift. Swift trying to get his man a chance in the box. Knocked away by the defense. Now Bada comes on to win possession. Bada wanting a long through in for Musgraves. Musgraves is going to get to it. He's got the keeper to beat. He shoots! Oh, but it was right at Sinclair.
Not what Musgraves wanted. The ball was bouncing around a little bit, Judah, and he didn't get everything he wanted on that one. Right in the hands of David Sinclair.
But a great look here as Gold's trying to send this over the face. Clark, what a job by Josh Clark. One touch, and what was once a lost possession turns into another chance. And Goltz put it over the face, but no one was making the run and throw.
Hey, open up.
But you're right, that ball that Musgraves had was bouncing a little bit. It's hard to strike it clean from there. Even a shot on the ground is the worst case there, but unfortunately right at the keeper. Sinclair didn't have to move.
Yep. But still a great ball by Bada. Great vision from him to find Musgraves running onto that. Fantastic football.
Here's Clark, slides it into the top for Goltz. Touched away, Clark comes back to collect. Rice, a little old-fashioned hop till he let Clark get back to it. Now Connor has got it on the attack, slides into Goltz. Goltz back to Rice. Rice turns it around, gives it to Bada. Bada helps it onto the right side now for Lynn as they approach the 18. Lynn slides it on over for Brown. Brown looking to beat his man to the inside. Now slices, loses possession, gets it back. Still being worked off the ball. Trying to keep it in play. Touched away, out of bounds. It'll still be a Thunder throw.
And for the Thunder, number 14, Jonathan Clark.
So Jonathan Clark will come on to relieve his older brother Josh and take control at the center mid position as well. Thunder have a deep chance here. A long throw in. Trying to keep it in play is looks like Goltz from that area. He was able to. Comes back to the Thunder defense, and Russo turns it around, gives it to Skinker. Skinker to Clark. John advances to Brown. Brown tried to go back to him. Overshot. Coming back is Grosh. Grosh trying to change field. Rice cuts it off with the header. Coming back to collect, though, and send the other way is Pierce. Thunder lead by 3-0, hoping for another shutout as well. Coming on is Lynn to take it away. Joey finds Goltz. Goltz dribbles his way into the 18. Will he get a shot here? This one was...
Goals on
Into the big blue, number 23, Terry McCrate.
You don't see that in the women's game, Judah. Never seen a ball go that far, but man, goals, what a great opportunity. I don't know what it is. It looked like it was a nice pass along the ground. He had it running, but then it just started bouncing up a little bit, and he just got under it a little bit, and it went sailing over the crossbar and on top of the Chase Service Center.
Unfortunately, the last few opportunities for the Thunder have definitely been chances to get that in the net. And the lead still at a comfortable 3-0 here.
And Judah, with mention of the Chase Service Center, that classic line, I do need to give a shout out to my old co-commentator Tate Fritz. If he's listening, Tate, hope you're having a great night, and hope the basketball coaching is going well. So that's what he's doing now.
Oh, here's a self-generated chance for Millikin. A shot. Oh, and Singer got in
big
front.
stop.
Oh my! So of all the missed chances the Thunder have had, Millikin's best shot right there is denied. And it's a whistle, a foul against the Thunder right outside the 18. And all the chances for Millikin because of Kevin Price, the junior from Farmer City, Illinois.
Price is the leading goal scorer for Millikin with 3 goals to his name this season. He's the guy to watch out for, and we've seen that tonight. Their limited chances, Judah. He has been the guy.
Millikin will have a set piece here.
And in a dangerous area, Judah, right on that far side of the 18-yard box, maybe 2 feet from the box itself. A prime goal-scoring area.
There's a chance they throw it in. Singer gets in front, the cleanup, and it's in.
Referee calling it off. It could be an offsides call.
The referee will have to come talk to the side official here, maybe.
Just like a little confusion on the field. The referee is walking over to the sideline official. Looks like they're redoing the free kick. He's not going to consult that sideline referee.
Did they give him the whistle? I'm not sure if they ever gave him
Maybe the
whistle.
shot was taken too early. Nonetheless, Seeger's going to be happy to have this back.
Well, they'll do it again, and Seeger gets it. It's still loose. A defensive header by Rice. Keeps it alive. It's still in the mixer. Shot is high. What a weird sequence.
Seeger on the verge of letting both of those in. The first one did go in. It was called back by the referee, and nearly the same exact thing happening on that second opportunity for Millikin, Judah. Ball, Seeger could not hold on to it with the save, and is bouncing around. I think it hit off the post at one point. A lot of things happening in there in the mixer, right in that 6-yard box area.
Yeah, it was a lot of things indeed. Yeah, it's a bit of a head scratcher as to why the goal was called off, or if the play was even underway in the first place. Now it comes alive. Been brought back to Skinker. Skinker rolls it in the back for Lynn. Lynn now advances to Rice. Now Musgraves. Musgraves cuts himself back into the middle. Gets it to look for Stephen Goldstrom through the middle. Couldn't find it. And scoots into the arms of the keeper, Sinclair, yet again. Rolling from back to front. On his right foot, moving right to left, Schneider. Schneider looking for a looping through. Played in the Thunder defensive. Vanderdeus cuts it off. Got a couple white jerseys there to worry about some high pressure. Rice gets to it, though, and feeds John Clark in the middle. So the Thunder look to come back the other way. Now rolled into the Wheaton offensive. Clark sends it in, looking for Brown to make a run. His head up high into the air, and Sinclair comes up and picks it up out of the air. Should the Thunder hold on, they will clinch the CCIW regular season title. There will be a trophy presentation for such an accomplishment. We'll keep it right here on WETN TV and WETN Radio to share in the congratulatory celebration for the Thunder for being named CCIW regular season champs for the second time in 3 years, as they did my freshman year, the fall of 2010. Here's Brown sliding it in. Clark making a long stretch for it, just couldn't get there. Now cleared high and away. Advanced up the field by Jeffrey Grimes. Thunder lead 3-0, but Tim, obviously it could be more, but Millikin deserves to be on the board as well in a lot of ways up to this point.
We still don't have word on why that goal was called back. My guess is they took the kick too early before the whistle.
Yep.
But yeah, Millikin, definitely, they've had a few chances, some very, very dangerous ones at that, led by Kevin Price. Their forward and leading goal scorer. They're not out of this game, Judah.
Bada turns this one around and gets it to Musgraves, and Chad.
He's far off, unfortunately.
I think he knew that one was coming. I'll take the free quickly, though. Mitchell Grove, the freshman out of Indianapolis, will be checking in the next available opportunity. There's a nice throw played into the box, but Russo is able to cut it off and find space.
And we get for Millikin, number 9, Zane Becerra, and number 13, Nate Grosh. And for the Thunder, number 29, Mitchell Grove, replacing number 8, senior Jason Bada.
Off the pitch comes Jason Bada, who's got a goal on senior night. Nice feeling for Jason, no doubt. Comes off, gets a little water, and Mitchell Grove, the freshman, out of North Central High. Home to a couple of Wheaton alumni, Justin Zeller and J.D. East, members of the Wheaton Thunder football team. Graduates of North Central High, and now Mitch Grove continues the tradition of Indianapolis athletes coming to play for Thunder Athletics. This ball is touched away by John Clark, up and over and out of bounds. Millikin on the throw. Played along into the back. Possessed there by Schneider. Rolled up. Oh, John Clark comes up with a collision. Now a long chance for a through. Vanderdew is able to spot it in the air, cut it off, send it upfield. Musgraves in the circle. On the ground and then back to Russo. Helps it back to Julian. Rice on the far side. Connor looking to play middle again. John Clark hoping to beat his man to the spot. Got there simultaneously. Rolled in the back, now turning around, coming right to left is Becerra. Becerra now working his way around Grove, and Skinker comes in hard to clean up. Goltz goes high into the air. This is a hard connection there. Now Skinker is able to boot it up and over to make possession of it in the offensive third. Kevin looking to work around a man. He's shouldered off the ball, turned it around, and being brought into the defensive half. Nice defense there by Connor Smith, the freshman out of Decatur. Now this ball sent to the right side. Millikin looking to mount an offensive attack. Grove comes over hard, nothing there called. Now Musgraves leaves it for Mitchell. Mitchell brings it into the box, sets it up, trying to send it back in toward the middle or the post, but he'll earn a corner out of it.
And then again for the Thunder, number 28, Jordy Lassard, and number 30, Mason Dooling, Thunder corner kick.
So Jordy Lassard enters the ball game for Skinker. He'll take a rest, and Mason Dooling will also enter the contest as Musgraves will exit the pitch. 20 minutes to go. Arms in the air, sent in on the ground, kept in play. Now thrown back up the pitch. Trying to get there. Rice does a good job to cut off his line. Millikin continues to try to mount the attack. Price working against Rice. Back and forth it goes. Good pass up here. Being left around on that far side, trying to be kept in play. Steps over out of bounds. It will be another throw from Millikin. Bringing it forward is Grosh. Grosh behind him to McCrate. Terry McCrate who entered a few minutes ago for the big blow. Advance on up to Becerra. Becerra sliding it forward. Vanderdew was there, as was Rice. Now Grosh trying to put it in the same area, but it's right at the legs of Rice again. Connor will simply slide it all the way to the back to fellow senior and team captain Ryan Seeger. This ball slid away and out of bounds. Had a moment for Jason Lawler earlier in the game. Got to suit up for tonight's ball game. Despite being unavailable, physically unable to perform due to injury and the concussions that he's suffered over his career kept him away from the team on a playing level, but not on a... He was still available for every practice, one of the vocal leaders and helpers of this team. And during that halftime ceremony, I heard Coach Giuliano mention he's made some of the more memorable goals in his 4 years at Wheaton. One of which I remember last year against North Park. Simple dribble and a shot from the better side of 35 yards out, smack dab in the middle of the net to give Wheaton a 1-0 lead last year. One of the better goals we've seen here on this pitch. This ball rifled in. Goltz giving chase, just can't get there. Dueling, though, able to come up and win it. Sends it into Lynn. Lynn approaches, got it on his left foot, leaves it to Dueling. Dueling sets up, shoots it on the ground, and the keeper comes back and falls on it. But Mason gets a shot on goal there.
Good shot, and good to see goals right there, ready to collect anything that the keeper, number 1, Sinclair, might have dropped or not been able to handle well.
18 minutes
End of the game
ago.
for Millikin, number 19, Tyler Cassing. And for the Thunder, a change in goal, number 0, Derek Babb, replacing number 1, senior Ryan Seeger.
Ryan Seeger will exit. What a job he's done as a member of the Orange and Blue as a goalkeeper. Where Coach Mike Giuliano congratulates him as he takes a seat. This ball played in the Thunder defensive half. Clark gets to it, turns it around, will advance it up the pitch looking for Goltz. Goltz coming over hard, headed away by the defense. This ball takes a little bit of a hop over Clark's head. Lassard gets to it. Back to Clark, feeds it into the back for Russo. Now Grove plays back and forth with Vanderdoes. Now Rice on the far side. Tries to loop a far one in for Joey Lynn. Lynn giving chase, being shouldered off the ball. Still shouldered off the ball. Wanted to come back and win it. Somehow did keep it in play. It's still in play. Great effort by Joey Lynn. Turned around by Grosh. Looking to advance. Grove is right there on him.
Gina, what a player Lynn is, all over the field, always hustling.
Sure is. He's done a great job filling in for an injured Nathan Jaspers in these last few games. Back to the Illinois Wesleyan contest. Now coming in and making his way, working through the middle is McCray. They play on the far side. Now rolled into the middle for Schneider. Schneider's right foot slides on and up between a couple Thunder defenders, and it pops its way over to the far sideline, and Rice. It goes nearly out of bounds. Connor just decides to keep it in play, though, and build. Probably a good idea, as he's got some room to work with. Oh, he wanted to get a high boot to it, and Price came over hard and decided not to let him have it. Out of bounds, Thunder will have another throw. Pretty effective one as it's scooted along. Goltz goes high in the air looking to win the header. Now he brings it down to himself. Steps over the ball, got some defense. Now gets a shot off. Here's Dueling trying to track it down and keep it in play. The keeper makes a wonderful play on it. Dueling gets sent crashing down. And
Thunder corner kick.
A corner kick for the Thunder.
Doing great job trying to clean that up, sliding, going to ground, trying to push that in. Unable to do it. Once again, good keeping by Sinclair.
Now you got a couple members of the Thunder looking at each other wondering who should take this corner, because not many of them are accustomed to it, but Lassard takes control here. He approached once, now he's ready to do it. Sends it in.
Great corner by Lassard.
Pretty good ball, yeah, as it slides its way to the top of the 18. A header coming in by Russo was off frame. 15 minutes to go. Thunder lead 3-0. It was a 2-0 advantage at halftime. Trying to keep this shutout intact. Derek Babb now in goal, the junior, who's set to take over. Starting keeper position beginning next year as a senior. Definitely a good talent himself. Here's Lynn turning it around. Bringing it upfield. Sends it on up. Starting right side, now coming back left. As Brown tried to shove that ball back into the middle. Had it blocked. Price chests it to himself. Brings it down to the turf again. Behind him it goes to Jones. Now sliding up with it. Becerra. And touched away and out of bounds. Trio
Into the game for the Thunder, number 19, Brendan Finnerty, number 17, Brandon Vanderveen, and number 23, Trevor Adams.
Brendan,
For Millikin,
and
number
Trevor.
24, Jeffrey Grimes.
Coming into the game, another trio substitutions. That's Adams, Vanderveen, and Finnerty. Lynn, Goltz, and Aaron Brown will come off the pitch for the Thunder. Lynn and Goltz, great efforts out there, and Brown as well in his time here in the second half. This ball will be thrown on the far sideline. Finnerty finds it, brings it down, and possesses. Had it touched away and limps a little bit. It was off of him. One more set.
In the game for the Big Blue, number 8, Alex Kemp.
Alex Kemp will enter the ball game here as we approach 13 minutes remaining. And same with the women's game that we saw earlier today, Tim. A couple of the guys that don't get to see as much action for the Thunder getting some good quality minutes here. It'd be great. So we already saw Boddick on the scoreboard once as a senior. That's a pretty cool story on senior night. You'd love to see one more in the final 13 minutes of play.
Absolutely, and of note, Kevin Price coming out, the leading goal scorer and heavyweight offensive force for Millikin. Interesting coaching move by head coach Chad Jones.
Here's Adams trying to slice one through, looked like for running dueling. Now Adams is able to recover and get to it again. Dueling crosses it nicely over the face, but coming over and reading it is Sinclair. Good idea by Mason, though. Dueling, the junior out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Washtenaw Christian Academy. Up there in the great state of Michigan. Here's Adams trying to win it. Leaves it to Finnerty. Finnerty hoping to find Dueling on a long through. Mason tracks it down, puts it over the face again. And its cross is blocked. Sent back near Lassard's area. Jordy had some men on pressure, didn't realize it was there. Now there goes the whistle.
And in the game for Millikin, number 21, Jeremy Jones. For the Thunder, number 5, Matt Hussey, replacing senior number 7, Connor Rice.
So there goes Connor Rice off the pitch. The senior gets a couple congratulations, and Hussey will enter for him. Each senior getting their moment in the light to be congratulated on their way off the pitch. And now there is no more seniors on the 11 for the Thunder. This ball will be thrown in on this far sideline. Tough to tell from this vantage point. Big Blue will have it as they move right to left. Trying to bring it down in front of Lassard is Becerra. It's no easy task. Millikin will have a throw here. Under 11 minutes remaining. Lassard gets to it. Now it's turned away. Sent back into the middle. Walton in the vicinity there. Played on up. There's a whistle. Foul call. It's going in the direction of Millikin. This lead referee, Tim, rumor has it, he's officiated MLS contests. So
really?
Looks like he knows what he's doing.
Wow.
We go back to that call that was a bit controversial of Millikin maybe approaching and addressing that ball too soon.
Yeah.
That ended up resulting in a would-be goal, but not on this case. And here's Derek Babb putting it out of the air, but put your faith in the referee on that occasion.
He knows what he's doing. He is a professional.
Here's Vanderdeus now building in the back. Hussey send it on back to Derek Babb. 10 minutes to play. Thunder's 3, Big Blue nothing. Rousseau to Vanderdeus. Julian finds this ball. Finding Vanderveen. Sent away out of bounds. Oh, will be a Millikin throw. And we'll have a substitution.
And the game for Millikin, number 11, Jemias Walton.
So here comes Jemias Walton, part of the starting 11, the senior out of Peoria. Jemias will get back on the pitch here for the final 9.5. And exiting Michael Burns, freshman from Moreland Park. Post-game, we will first most likely send it down to the field for the ceremony, crowning the Thunder as CCIW regular season champions for the second time in 3 years. And perhaps after that, a conversation with Coach Giuliano, although considering the post-game activities, we can't promise Giuliano's availability. He has been faithful so far this year of always making sure to come up and talk to us following each contest. Know that all of you back home and all of you watching across the world appreciate that. Here's Lassard now on the near side, drops it back for Finnerty. Brandon turns it around to Russo. Steve tries to slide it on up. First person there to knock it back, though, is number 19, Connor Smith. Or Tyler Cassing, I should say. Cassing still trying to bring it down as he's working around Vanderdoos.
Strong defense for Vanderdoos.
He's whistled for it, though. It was strong. Coming up on the 8-minute mark of time left. It'll be a set piece again for Millikin. On the opposite side of where they scored, or nearly scored, I should say, earlier in the second half. Step over and a shot being brought back in. Into the mixer it goes. Bab collects, drops, and recollects. No big deal.
Bab, little babbling, no pun intended, with that one.
Sure-handed.
Luckily, he held on to it, and there was nobody really close by for Millikin to cause any damage.
Rousseau into Vanderdoos. Julian to Hussey. Back to Julian. Into Russo as the defensive pressure continues to rotate around. Rousseau gets middle. Adams chips high in the air. Clark gets it down to Dooling. Dooling approaches. He's got John Clark running to his right. He gets it to him. Clark tries to turn and shoot a bullet. Collapsing on him, protecting in the middle of the net was Sinclair.
Razor sharp shot by number 14, Clark. Tough angle to put that one in the back of the net, but still very good hit.
Now Millikin coming the other way, right to left, under 7 minutes to play. Ball sent in toward the box. Put up in the air, it's loose, and coming over is Vanderdoos to punch it high and out of the air.
Good clearance by Vanderdoos.
Dooling comes over, strong tackle by Mason. He's had himself quite a quality few minutes here. Here's Lassard. Lassard leaves it for Adams, making the sprint up. Hard collapse and fall, leaves a Thunder throwing on the far side, and we'll probably have to take time out as someone got hit in the head down there. That can't feel good, especially on a night like this.
Millikin player on the ground. Training staff slow to come out onto the field.
Well, young Trisha Dieter will be allowed to come see him, but he'll try to run it off there, as Nate Grosh has been very involved in this game. Clock is stopped at the 6:31 mark. So Grosh, who looked like he got hit in the head a little bit, but he'll be all right. Well, the referee is Trisha Dieter, who came over the line to look at him, and right as she did that, he decided to not be attended to, but once the trainer has to take a look at him, he's got to come off, and he will come off. And
Yeah, for him, injured player, right? But can he go? Can he go? Okay, come on back. On the next dead possession, you go back in. Go ahead.
this ball is thrown in, and Adams will collect, and now ball is played back in. The injured Grosh will re-enter because he's okay after all. Here's Lassard into the middle looking for Adams. Touched back to Lassard. To Grove. Grove, nice find to Clark. Clark dribbling his way in, leaves it into the middle. Is someone going to get there? Grove trying to be there. Adams as well, cleared by the defense. Sent back the other way. Right to left come the big blow. Finnerty's over there, as is Hussey. Possessed now on the right foot of Jeff Grimes. Looking for a through to a teammate. Good job here by Lassard to turn her around and come back the other way. Lassard feeds John Clark in the middle. John looking for a long through. Can Mason Dooling track it down? Looks like he'll turn it around right there. Yes, he will. He'll cross. A lot of muscle on that one. And over the end line it goes.
Into the game for Millikin, number 12, Zach Solorio, number 14, Kevin Price, and number 17, Austin Swift.
Zach Solorio, Kevin Price, and Austin Swift, as you heard, all entering into the ball game. 3 more exiting for Millikin for the final 5.5 minutes.
So Judah, Kevin Price coming on, like you said, last couple minutes here, see if he can get maybe 1 or 2 goals for Pride for Millikin. Who knows? He's been the one to watch for tonight offensively for Millikin, the one creating most of their chances.
This ball is sent out of bounds. Millikin was hoping for a deflection in a corner their way. Instead, it's a out of bounds and a throw for the Thunder. So there's messing back and forth over that end line. Wheaton will take the throw. Under 5 minutes now for the contest. Thunder lead by 3-0. A final regular season game.
A reminder immediately immediately following the game that there will be a youth camp put on by the Wheaton Thunder soccer team. All participants should make their way to the end of the grandstand immediately following the game.
Thunder will continue their youth camp as they've been involved with throughout home games throughout this year, trying to build some rapport within the community and maybe get some future Thunder players start to be involved and build big dreams playing for Wheaton down the road. That's how it starts, Tim.
Grassroots campaign by the Wheaton College Thunder.
Oh, no doubt.
It is a great thing for the community, though. I'm sure they're glad to have it. And what better role models than these men's soccer players for those young kids.
Here's Vanderveen making a nice play into Adams, whose shot gets blocked by the keeper.
Sinclair, big save with the foot.
Clark turning around. Grove trying to step his way through. It's loose and trickles its way into Sinclair. And Adams immediately put his hands to his head. He's like, oh,
yep.
That was my chance.
He wanted it back.
Sure did. But credit Sinclair. Just come up big on a couple plays. Coming out hard as Babb. That ball got out of here in a hurry.
Almost out of
In the game
it.
for Millikin, number 25, Nick Roberson.
All the way in the top reaches of those bleachers by the student section. Good commanding presence, though. Babb laying it down in the last couple minutes.
Sure
showing
has.
Kevin Price who's boss, that's for sure.
Babb wanting to play aggressive. It's his style. And this ball's sent in. Rousseau heads it away out of the 18. A couple bodies fly. Nothing's going to be called there. Adams will turn it around and try to play something on up. Was already robbed of one goal by the keeper Sinclair. This ball ricocheted. Adams comes back over to get it. He'll drop it on back for Lassard. Lassard brings his way in. Finds Trevor. Drops it into John Clark. Good step and takeaway for the time being by Roberson. Now it'll be a Thunder throw. They'll just drop it in the back for Finnerty. Finnerty rolls it in, and we'll just change field with a nice long boomer into Vanderveen's direction. Shows the ball, nicely done to Hussey, back to Vanderveen. Vanderveen cuts his way to the left, now back to the middle, now back to the left. Shoots! Sinclair picks it up.
Decent left-footed shot by Vanderveen.
Had something to it.
Sure did.
Now a long boot by the keeper finds itself a through ball all the way into the box. Russo is there. Oh, kept it in play somehow on that end line. Russo again working his way in. Millikin stands want a foul call, but they're not going to get it. As we're here in the final 2 minutes. Clark dribbles his way through. Clark continues his run. Clark hasn't been stopped. Drops it nicely to Dooling. He shoots wide.
Decent one-touch effort from Dooling. Taking shots on goal all night.
See the coaching staff smiling and laughing to each other a little bit, knowing that these guys want it bad so hard. They just want their chance. Get something in the back of the net, especially in the final regular season match, where opportunities are at a premium for a lot of these guys out on the pitch. There's Finnerty trying to fit something in there, and it gets popped over into the box and cleaned up by Sinclair.
Hey, keep working. Come on, White. Keep
Well,
working.
less than a month will be basketball season. November 15th, first days of Thunder men's and women's basketball. A lot of home games on the schedule to look forward to. Encourage you to all visit athletics.wheaton.edu if you're in the area and take a look at some of the dates that you can come to King Arena, one of the best environments definitely in the conference, the region, and the nation to watch some basketball, especially when it's packed.
Oh, yeah.
1 minute. There is 1 minute remaining in regulation.
Now we're showing 1 minute mark. Here's Clark. John getting it in, a ball for Lassard, dribbling his way into the box, knocked away, cleared high, and out of bounds.
That clearance must have been over the train tracks. It looked like that was going far out of Joe Bean Stadium on the south side.
Sometimes seeing an oncoming Metro. Oh, Joel DeLoss gets in on the action. Away grad, grabs the loose ball and throws it back in over in the area of the out of bounds. 25 seconds. Cleared away.
Press it, Nick. Keep pressing.
Finnerty trying to come and get it. It's out of bounds. He'll have another throw. Finds Lassard. Lassard pops it high in the air looking for Grove. Grove comes down with it. Now it's taken away. Coming the other
10,
way.
9, 8,
10 seconds is on as Finnerty gets in front of this one.
5, 4,
He'll dribble the rest of it out.
2, 1.
So there's the final horn. Thunder 3, Millikin nothing. The Wheaton Thunder are CCW regular season champions for the second time in 3 years.
Great achievement, Judah, for the Wheaton College men, and a really well-played game tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a few moments,
It
we'll
all
have the
3-0.
presentation of the CCIW Championship Trophy to the Wheaton men's soccer team.
And the trophy will be presented shortly, it sounds like.
Sure will. And Jader, the CCIW, we've talked about the toughness of this conference really as a whole. Not an easy conference to play in and not an easy conference to excel in, especially from a men's soccer perspective. It's been weak in past years, but really has come on strong the last few years, competitive-wise. Really is something. Second time in 3 years to have your name at the top of the CCW regular standings. Something to be proud of, and home field advantage. They've won every one so far. That's going to be big going to the CCW tournament.
It definitely will. It's going to be a comfortable environment for them to really lay down the gauntlet and try and push ahead for these postseason games, Judah. It's definitely something they're going to be thankful for, that they've worked so hard during this regular season, the CCIW schedule, which you said is pretty rigorous, pretty tough, but they've definitely earned it. They've had a great season so far, and their championship and their win tonight goes to show for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you draw your attention to the middle of the field.
Sure has been successful, and as well about to get the trophy presentation going, but Coach Giuliano wants
What's going on?
to make sure that it's on pause for the time being. Let's see if they can get their post-game prayer in before the presentation begins. And everything's got to have its certain order, Jimmy.
It does.
Don't want to upset the natural order of the universe.
No.
and Wheaton soccer is in the same way, but just reminiscing on the schedule as a whole between winning the Baptist Invitational and going to Spokane, Washington for the weekend, the victory over Pacific Lutheran, the tough loss to Whitworth, and coming back to beat U Chicago on a Hollingsworth goal, to beat Calvin at home, to drop a tough one at River Forest, to Dominican 2-0, and then to come back against Wash U and really come on strong. What a strong September, and now 8 wins in a row up to this point. Now we're joined by
Now we
Coach
ask that
Mike
you
Giuliano
direct your attention to the middle of the field for the presentation of the
presentation of the trophy,
2012
Coach.
men's soccer CCIW
Not a bad way to finish the
Trophy.
season, 3-0.
This time we have
Jason
three
Bott getting on there for
captains to
senior
step
night.
forward and
A
receive the
special moment for
championship
Jason
trophy
Waller,
for
Dan
Wheaton
Pavlik
Athletics
there.
Director Davis.
What are your thoughts on senior night?
The Thunder won the CCIW
no, I
regular
thought
season
we
title with a
played
record of
well.
6-0-1 in CCIW play and a 14-3-2 overall record, and will host a semifinal match in the
Hold on
CCIW
just a moment.
Sorry, yeah.
tournament on Wednesday at 7 p.m. against either North Central or Carthage. Congratulations to Wheaton, the 2012 CCIW men's soccer champions.
All right. No, it was a good night. It was a good night. We're reeling a bit from the loss of Marshall for the rest of the time, and I thought we played hard. We played well. Didn't start out that way, but we played well towards the end, and well-deserved win. Now I told them, said, guys, this is my hope for the first of 3 trophies this year. So let's take care of this one, and then we'll play next week, see if we can get a second one, and then who knows what happens with the third one. So that's the idea.
We were mentioning just a moment ago that the CCIW as a whole has really gotten to be a very competitive soccer conference. So 2 regular season titles, 2 regular season titles in the last 3 years. It's really got to be something to be proud of for you in the program.
It is. I thought-
North Central or Carthage. That'll be a 7 p.m. start here at Joe Bean Stadium.
I think we're peaking at the right time, and I think that's what you want to do. So I feel good about our chances of playoffs,
Semifinal on Tuesday night,
to say the least.
at 7
Yeah.
p.m. against Illinois Wesleyan.
Thunder men, the CCIW regular season champions, they will host a match next Wednesday night. The opponent to be decided, the number 4 seed in the CCIW, but home field advantage the rest of the way. And Coach, we talk to you every time again, especially after a home win, the importance of keeping a clean slate at home. And no one since 1977 has kept a perfect clean slate winning every game, including the postseason.
Yeah.
So now it really comes down to the nitty-gritty, trying to protect Joe Bean.
It does. It's a nice night. It's a little bit of history, not big history, but a little bit of history. So now we just got to keep it going. So.
All right, well, Coach, we congratulate you.
And I know that the camera's not on me, which is just fine, but this is for Dr. Baptista. Dr. Baptista, I'm saluting you right now, and I told you I would tonight, so there you go. I appreciate you guys. Bye-bye.
How about it? Thanks, Coach Giuliano, for taking time. And a CCIW regular season championship for the Wheaton men's soccer team, the second in 3 years. And now, Jader, you joined alongside me. And to see them celebrate in the circle like that, it's a special thing. No matter how difficult or easy sometimes the road can be, this team has gone through its ups and downs. And unfortunately, the loss of Hollingsworth is another tough thing to experience. But from your soccer background, athletic background, and my own, I mean, you got to be able to relate with them the joy of being able to raise a trophy and have it to your name.
Sure, there are always ups and downs to a season, Judah, and